and watched them. And I very much wanted to be a part of it. And so when I saw the title, The Surfer, I thought, well, that's interesting. And then I read the script, and the script it reminded me of a short story that I would aspire to write. I wish I could write a story like The Surfer. I'm interested in that feeling, the feelings of being an outsider, and this script went in so many different directions. I had no idea what was going to happen, and it was full of surprises. And I thought that this was a opportunity to make another movie with a non-linear narrative. I don't like it like when I listen to music and I get certain pop songs stuck in my head. I like more alternative or jazz fusion. I felt like Lorcan's narrative and the way he shot it and the way he cut it gave it much more of an abstract, dream logic, and surrealist feeling, which I gravitate towards.
Well, when we first got together, tell me about the collaboration that helped the screenplay evolve into closer to what the version that we actually saw.
Yeah, well, we jumped on a Zoom and then we started chatting through the script that Nick had just read, and we were, of similar sense of humor and into the same kind of films, and we had some ideas about certain scenes, more about like the kind of pacing of dialogue and certain elements of the story. So me and Tom had a follow-up call with Nick, and then Tom went about implementing some tweaks along the script, and then by the time we went to actually shoot the film, we kind of discussed it quite a lot, but there was still room for some improvisation and for some experimentation and fun to be had while actually on set in Australia.
Well, you, as a producer as well, through Saturn Films, your production company, what were some of the ideas that you brought to Lorcan when you were first really talking about it?
I was recalling an old Russian short story called The Overcoat, and I thought it would be interesting for him to look at that. And then conversely, he recommended that I reread or read for the first time John Cheever's The Swimmer. And then I looked at Burt Lancaster's wonderful performance in the movie The Swimmer. And so we talked about that. But one of the other reasons why I wanted to jump on board was that Lorcan, I'd seen his picture Vivarium and also Nocebo, and he has a marvelous sense of humor, which is also very present on set. For example, it's the kind of fast humor. We were doing the scene with the phone that's not connected, and there's just a cord dangling. It's like, I really need my phone, guys. Where's the prop phone? I need the phone. And he would go find and go, it's for you. So that's kind of comedy that is in the movie, because he's able to get you to a place of chaos and darkness, but there's always this underlying current of humor, and that's very much part of the process with him, which is liberating. You feel safe, you feel free, you feel like you can collaborate. I worked with a great team of actors.
Yeah.
Each and every one of them were terrific people just to be with, great social experiences, but also really deep diving into the performances. So it was a good experience making the movie, and I think that's why we all felt so free.
Let's talk about the casting. Finn Little, and of course, Joey McMahon is fantastic in this movie.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. Tell about the casting, and when you all first got together, did you do like a table read or something?
That would have been nice.
Yeah.
No, so the scene in the film where Julian is like offering Nick's character food at the car, and there's flies all over them, and Nick's voice already started changing. That was when they first met in like real life. It literally, we were already shooting, and Julian arrived, and it was like, I hope the chemistry works between them, because here it is. Yeah.
First scene for him in the whole picture was the hamburger scene. It was like a 6-page scene, and we went through it together, and he gave me some of his ideas, and I told him where I wanted to go with it, and Lorcan was telling us what he felt we should bring, and